If you would like to support this channel, there are many ways. Become a patron and gain benefits from early access to a direct line to myself at any time, or use the tipping link in the description. This will help the channel to grow and help to fund the trip to Reykjavik for the EVE Fan Fest this April, to get any and all information to you as quickly as possible. Thank you all for your support, and remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Monetization is big business in mobile gaming, and it's just as much the fault of the players as it is the developers, and or companies that release them. Many gaming developers have adopted the freemium or free-to-play monetization model, which traditionally generates revenue through in-app purchases, but it presents several challenges, namely, its dependence on a small percentage of users to make in-app purchases. When this model first showed, it wasn't like it is today. Mobile gaming devs relied on the whales for most of its revenue, with a high percentage of players never spending a penny in the game. There are also ads, paywalls, loot boxes, skins, cosmetics, extra lives, bonuses, and many, many more. This has changed over the years as companies found ways to squeeze money out of the players who never want to spend a penny, by adding paywalls, blocking content in a game after you've already put so many hours into it, making you either spend or quit, and this helps no one. Players forced to spend to continue their experience will always feel regret after, and more often than not will continue to hit more and more paywalls until I finally say screw it, I'm done. Or the companies that will wave that if you get this pack, you will have a better, faster experience, which more often than not turns into an addiction. Once you have a taste of the good life, where I've known players that have remortgaged houses for packs, when a new server pops up, just to get an edge on all the players. Addiction to monetization in gaming is a whole subject in itself that we'll go over in a future video. It is something I have personally experienced and it hits home pretty hard. There are many strategy games on the market, and have been for a long time, and I feel these games were really the driving force in pushing microtransactions into games on all platforms. Companies from all over the gaming universe saw how much money these companies were making and followed suit. I'm not really sure why they are called microtransactions. There's nothing micro about them. They grow exponentially the more you buy, most of the time starting at $5 and making their way to $100 plus, but I digress. Don't even get me started on the gambling aspect of some monetization in games, or the flashy notifications, big colourful pop-ups luring players into buying the next big pack, making players feel like if they don't they will fall behind, which in 99% of cases is true. It's the way the games are being made. There are some developers who create games with very little time needed, just as a cash grab. There are companies that drop these games once every few months, and make millions each time. In 2017, mobile gaming generated $46.1 billion in revenue. This is where the player's fault comes into play, and some people may hate me for this, but we are just as much in the wrong as these cash-grabbing companies, and this is why. You're paying for it. There are hundreds of thousands of players paying into these monetization options. While companies are still in the green, they'll continue to make these monsters. We need to start thinking. We need to realize that if we don't pay into these games, they'll stop creating them that way. Gone are the days where you bought a completely finished product for a set price and that was it. We are paying for unfinished, overpriced, buggy messes, and continue to pay way into the game's life until finally the game dies, through greed, or because they never fixed what was broken. We are a community of people who buy games and then continue to pay more and more into them with DLCs, extra content, skins, cosmetics. I'm sad to say that our medium of entertainment is slowly being destroyed. What you're left with at this point is an empty credit card, life savings gone, and a really angry better half. Now this isn't to say that the players who pay are the only ones at fault. You also have the other side of the spectrum that want everything for nothing. These players expect games that are free to play to be completely free to play. What they don't understand is that it takes hundreds to thousands of hours to create these games. The time and effort put into it is insane when you actually have a dev team that cares about the game and not just a money grab. These people need to be paid for their time. It is a job after all. They have bills to pay and families to feed. The only way to stop the road we are going down is for everyone to stop paying into the poor monetizations and pushing the sales into a more fair monetization in other games. Once these companies stop making money and they see the shift in revenue go into a certain type of monetization, the medium will shift. Unfortunately, this is no easy task, and I don't see an end to it anytime soon. Who do you think is at fault? What do you think we can do to fix this? Let me know down in the comments. In the next video we'll go over that exact dilemma. Fly safe.